Are you serious? Are you serious, guys? The coffee's wonderful this morning. Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're doing great today. But we've got some news. Jared Kushner, the son-in-law of the President of the United States, also a senior advisor to the President of the United States, is headed to the Middle East on a tour, a peace mission. Apparently, there is some more nations very close to signing peace deals with Israel. This is huge in the wake of the UAE that has already signed a deal with Israel and is actually planning on coming to the White House now. The United Arab Emirates leader, along with Benjamin Netanyahu, will be at the White House for a huge a ceremonial peace signing with President Donald Trump. And we're hearing that more leaders from the Middle East may be coming in attendance to witness this, which is huge. It starts to set up the picture of the covenant with many. Let me put a shout out first for noblegoldinvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. What? Are you serious? Have you seen what's going on with gold and silver? Well, gold made history this month, hitting $2,084 an ounce. Bloomberg said it was going to happen, and it did. And now Bank of America's president, along with Colin Plume at noblegoldinvestment.com, both say that gold will hit $3,000 an ounce in 18 months. Even billionaire Thomas Kaplan predicted a new decade-long bull run of gold that will push it past $5,000 an ounce within 10 years. So if you're sick of the low returns, the hassle, the volatility, it's time for you to look to gold and silver. Go to www.noblegoldinvestment.com. Choose precious metals with Noble Gold and move to an IRA or a 401k this month. And you may even get a free 5 ounces of pure silver coin called America the Beautiful. This thing is gorgeous. And it valued at $150 per coin on July the 1st. Now it's worth $229. This is incredible as the rise of silver goes up. America the Beautiful coin is just that, beautiful. There's only 30,000 of these that were ever minted, and that's all they're ever going to mint. So this is a collector's item that is going to do nothing but gain value over the next 10 years. It could be worth somewhere as close as $2,000. Prediction by Colin Plume at noblegoldinvestment.com. He'll give this to you for free if you roll over and your 401k from out of the stock market into a gold IRA, where you can start actually protecting your money and making some. Get this. Pick up the phone and call Colin Plume at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347. 5347. Tell him Pastor Paul Begley sent you, guys. All right. Now, here's what's going on. So Jared Kushner has headed to the Middle East, and he's on a peace tour for sure. What he wants to do is try to get more nations to agree to also enter into this peace arrangement with Israel. People say, well, they're dividing the land. No, none of these deals yet has anything to do with dividing the land. Not yet. I'm not saying it won't happen. I actually think they will divide the land. They shouldn't. I don't want them to. But Israel at some point probably will divide the land. I don't know what agreement. It would have to be the agreement, I guess, with the Palestinians. That one's not ready to be signed yet. But what looks like the beginning of the covenant of many is in process. I'm predicting that it has begun with the signing of the UAE. Here's what we found out. Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law and senior advisor to the president, is headed to the Middle East on a diplomatic tour to convince some of the region's most important leaders to attend a White House signing ceremony to mark the normalization of relationship between Israel and the United Arab Emirates. Now, Kushner is expected to hit up the leaders of Egypt and Jordan. That's huge. President El-Sisi and the King of Jordan, Abdullah II. Now, and what's amazing about the King of Jordan is he's also in charge of the Temple Mount. in Jerusalem, right behind me here. And he is a direct descendant of the prophet Muhammad and a direct descendant of the Hashmonite kingdom that's in the Bible. So this guy is as important a player as there is. Now, Jordan already has a signed agreement with Israel, and so does Egypt. Egypt signed it in the Middle East Peace Accord in 1979 between Anwar Sadat and Menachem Begin, and that one was signed. It was brokered by Jimmy Carter in 1979. Then in 1994, it was Bill Clinton who then put together a peace deal between Jordan and Israel, and that one was signed. And so that's two. So you have Jimmy Carter put one together, and then Bill Clinton put one together, and now Donald Trump has put one together with the United Arab Emirates. But this one's gigantic because this one crossed the line into the Arab world now, where now you have a lot of the Sunni Arabs looking at also coming in and putting a deal together. So this is all part of that covenant with many. And I believe in the book of Daniel, chapter 9:27, that it is beginning. It's going in phases, it looks like. Now, but we may have 4 or 5 of them signed within a year. Okay, now Kushner is expected to try to get El-Sisi to come from Egypt and the king of Jordan, Abdullah II, to come from Jordan. And Kushner's reportedly scouting the possibility of other peace agreements in the region. There is some regional rumblings that have indicated that a similar deal may happen between Israel and the Sudan before the end of the year, according to officials. This could be another huge deal. Sudan. Now, a splashy signing is expected. This wonderful ceremony, they say, will commemorate the historic Israeli-UAE agreement, would be held in the heat of the 2020 presidential campaign at the White House, with President Donald Trump and a much-needed victory for Trump in this year. And also, it would be huge historically. It hasn't happened in 25 years. Since coming into office, though, Kushner has acted as a very close advisor to the president on a broad range of issues, and he's been given wide sway over the Middle East peace process, in which he is really now looking like he's pulled off a gigantic one with UAE and Israel. So if you look at this from a biblical standpoint, then let's do that this morning. Simply this is what's happening, is the Bible does say, though, when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh. But if you read Daniel 9:27, the Bible does prophetically tell us it's going to happen. Whether we like it or not doesn't matter. I'm not, people don't understand. When I do prophecy, they think, well, Begley's for something. No, I'm not. Look, when I talk about the Antichrist is going to come and the beast kingdom, I'm not for it. I don't want it. I'm fighting against it. But it is going to happen. I'm just reporting to you what is going to happen, and when it happens, I'll say, it's happening. And when I see wars and rumors of wars, I don't want them, but they're going to happen. When I see the virus spreading around the world, I don't want it to happen, but it's going to happen. When I see locusts eating everything in the Middle East and causing a serious hunger problem coming up, along with the huge monsoon rains that have devastated India, Pakistan, parts of China big time, as well as other nations, and these typhoons that are just insane, and hurricanes now and everything else, and that straight line wind that wiped out 1/3 of the crops in Iowa. I don't want to see none of it, but it's happening. And the peace deal, I may not like how it's being structured, but it doesn't matter. It's happening. And so the Bible tells us in Daniel 9:27 that Israel is going to make a covenant with many. And it's going to happen, and now it is in process. And we could pick up a 4th country, Sudan, before the end of the year. I look for also in 2021, I look for Israel to do a deal with Bahrain, Oman, Saudi Arabia maybe, Qatar, So we may see 4 or 5 before the fall feast season of 2021. We may see Israel has already entered into a covenant with as many as 5, 6, maybe even 7 countries. And guys, I'm telling you, if you don't know how close you are to the coming of Jesus Christ, it is close. Also, though, while that's going on, the armies against Israel are surrounding Israel now. Here come the Russians. Here's the Iranians. Here come the Turks. Here come other nations, which is all prophesied in Ezekiel 38 and 39. And also Jesus said, when you see armies compassed around Jerusalem, know that the desolation thereof is near. Jesus said that, which matches Ezekiel 38 and 39. And then remember what it says in the prophet Zechariah, that Jerusalem will become this cup of trembling, this burdensome stone for all people, and all that burden themselves with it will be broken into pieces. And the Lord said he would even seek to destroy all nations that come against Jerusalem, but they will anyway. I don't like it, but it's going to happen. Matter of fact, Zechariah 14 tells us it's going to happen. So I just want to prepare you that these biblical, and they will attack it, and half this city will fall under the enemy for a very short time. There's even but believe me, Jesus is coming. He's going to stand on the Mount of Olives. All right, he's coming. Give your life to Jesus Christ. Guys, we're running out of time. We're in the end times. We got to get right with God, and we got to get some love in our hearts. We really got to have some love deep down in your heart, one for another. I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy. Stay with this channel today. Also, don't forget, Sunday Night Live will be taking place tonight, and the Drake Report. Both of those shows will be this evening, so don't miss it, okay? I'll be back for more in just a moment.